Good morning, Cape Cod, and all areas out there. I hope you have had an amazing Thanksgiving. I am Darren Eldridge, and I want to welcome you to our November Dark Geek Zone. We are here at the fabulous Boom. Now we're here from the fabulous 211 Studios in beautiful South Dennis High here in the suite at the tippity top and looking down at a beautiful day. I hope you've all had an amazing Thanksgiving. December is right around the corner, as in tomorrow, and we want to welcome you. Thank you so much, whether you're watching live, whether you're watching the reruns, whether you're just out here to see some of our fabulous sponsors, and hopefully you can get out there to visit them. We thank you in any way. If you could give us, click that like and a subscribe button and share us around, it would be so appreciative, and everybody at the DGZ squad would appreciate it, and it helps us, it helps you, and most importantly, it helps our dart players get some notices out there. So again, we hope you had a marvelous Thanksgiving. Today I am sporting a, this is our former Premier League shirt right here with DJD at the Seacoast. I was able to procure my brand new hat here with the beautiful DJD logo. Thank you, Dave. Nice to see everybody at the Seacoast Open. We'll get on to that. But what we're going to do first here is we are going to get right along with what has happened for us in November. And boom. Here we are. November was kicked off with the CCDL League LOD. They did that at the Yarmouth Moose Lodge, and that was on Saturday, November 1st. And they did a great job. It was also the first time my amazing, fabulous partner, Mr. Meat Reynolds, ran the whole thing on Dart Connect all by himself. And as per usual, he nailed it. And I know Dart Connect is super happy. They're always happy when we get a new guy out there doing his thing. And the CCDL Board of Governors was all there. You see Mr. Sean Baker Jr. right there, a member. And they were all there, and they pounded it out, did a great job. And we always love to see more people out there running their tournaments, whether they be big, whether they be little, local or national or international or worldwide, obviously on Dart Connect as they continue their stretch to world domination. So they had 26 shooters out at the lodge, and they dumped in a bunch of money. And of course, all these results are available on Dart Connect TV. And so in third or fourth place, and they had Miss Pink Widow, Sue Belial, right there with Calvin Castilius, the Spring King. They were in third and fourth place, as were Sean Baker and Dennis Alker Jr., Captain Shark out there. In second place, it was Tom Plant. Tom Plant, one of our guys out there, Platinum Auto, a huge sponsor of DGZ and D Productions. Thank you. And his partner was Paul Leno right there. And there he is, of course, Tom, the partner of Salon 17 owner, Melissa Carter, who takes care. We do have a little bedhead here. We'll just give everybody a look. It was very, very blue and black for the Seacoast. So we thank Melissa very, very much. And you'll see we have actually a picture of me today on this, and that's because we got a couple things we want to make sure you guys see at the end when we get to some upcoming stuff. And we always have a few surprises, and we got some fun stuff that you probably, if you've watched some of the other podcasts like AE, if you watched Shooting the Bull Thursday, if you didn't, please catch the rerun. But he had some surprises. We're in there. I know Alex Spellman has revealed his. He's starting tomorrow at noon. So in any event, and our champions of the LOD for the CCDL were none other than Scott Rasmussen and the legend Dennis Cotto. Dennis has been winning a lot of things lately. We got to get him up there, and there they are right there. Look at that beauty and the beast. I'll let you guys figure out who is who. Now, the 50-50 winner was one of our queens from the Moose, Miss Christine Baker, and she won the 50-50, and in true Baker fashion, she donated the entire thing back, and you're going to see an upcoming trend with Christine and donating back. She and Matt are probably two of the most donating peoples that we know, and all the dart players are amazing, and thank you, but you'll see a trend with Christine, so she donated that back. So, and now they with 12 weeks played, the CCDL is heating up, so let's see if we can't give a little visit here. We're here, and if we do this, boom, we want to uncover that, boom, we want to go here. I know. Doing all this at the same time, and there we are. We're going to get out of here. So I can go into here and do a little action or interaction. So here we are with the Double A division in the Cape Cod Dart League. And you can see right there that the Dart Sharks lead still tripping by 12 points. And then FUPA is only 3 points from second. So those are all your previous champions. FUPA, of course, they have, a very historic run where God only knows how many they ended up with. I want to say 15-ish, like 11 in a row or something. Maybe somebody knows out there. I don't know. We can look back. But FUPA had an amazing run. And then Still Trippin' with the legend got his first Double-A trophy, and they won a couple, and now the Dart Sharks are the defending champions. We talked about Dennis Alker Jr. right there. He is the captain of the Dart Sharks. They got quite the team. So that is getting very close. The Bullwinkles currently hold fourth over the Bruisers by 2 points. Now, only the top four are going to make the playoffs. You see the defending A champ Riptides there. They are holding their own. They're getting their feet a little wet and have come up with some pretty big wins here and there in the Double A division. But you can see those top five fighting for their chance to get into there. Now, after that, we are going to travel on down to A East. IAC sits at the top with 77 points, and they only played 9 matches, and the second place clubbers at 71, and you can see they have got their 10 matches played. So IAC in a pretty good spot right now, and they are generally always in the top 2 in their division. And that team led by the fabulous Rachel Emery. I am sure she's not watching right now, so... but Rachel Emery is also, she is the defending, and you'll see we changed the format a little bit, but the DGZ singles, Rachel Emery is going to be defending her title. She's won quite a few of them, so she'll have the bounty on her. But she and her team lead IAC right now. The second place clubbers, you see that, and the third place FMA have played 10. So in the A divisions, we have an East and a West, so it's only the top 2 that make it out of their division for the first round of the playoffs, and then the 2, the champion from the East and the West, play off for their champions. So for Plan B and Fireballs, they're going to have to wait till next season, and for those of you who know it, I consider Plan B one of the most funnest teams to play and visit. Currently not playing in the league, so I go out and visit, and I like to visit Plan B because Plan B always has the best snacks. So snacks are big. I am big on snacks, and they always come. And then if it's somebody's birthday, it's off the hook. It is a party. And so that's one of my favorite parts of going and visit them. And Fireballs headed up by the one and only Jeff Parker, who has been the statistician for the Cape Cod Dart League for longer, I think, than I've even known about the Cape Cod Dart League, which is about 30 years. So, but Jeff Parker and his bride play and captain that team, Jeff does. And so best of luck to them as they move on. Now we're going to move on to A West, where None 80 at 74 points in second place, Armed and Hammered are 72 and are pretty secure, as you can see there, to meet. So it looks like it's going to be those two unless something amazingly dramatic happens. In this, Ace Holes and Dart Zombies are too far behind, and as I said, we only have the top two. Dart Zombies, they were the champion. They got moved up from B, and they play out of the 19th hole along with the Ace Holes. So those two will probably just get together, and maybe they'll have a little playoff and see who was the king of the hole, and between the two of them. But Armed and Hammered and Nun 80, of course, one of the powerhouse. They have also, like IAC, they have worked their way up. They have been together for a long time. And they do have Todd the Mouth Moose. And if you guys know Todd, then you know why I refer to him as the Mouth. But they were actually in the finals last year, and Todd did play Chip Horton, and Chip was able to come out victorious. So Nun 80 looking to get back to the finals so that they can have a shot at taking their title. So best of luck to them as they move out and finish the season. And then we move on. The final division in the Cape Cod Dart League is the B division. And you can see Stranger Flings have a commanding lead at 102 points over second place Dilligaff, sitting at 76. And Dave Wood's team is tight and right behind there at 75. So is Hakuna Matatas. Hakuna Matatas is an all-female team, as you can probably tell by their name. But they're an amazing group of ladies, and you want to talk about a team. They just put themselves together, and they are having a ball. We also want to give a quick little shout out. Please keep Katie Sullivan on that team. Katie is having a procedure done on Wednesday. It is not life-threatening by any stretch, and she is in good favor. So, but still, anytime you go in for anything, we always ask for thoughts and prayers. So, Katie, best to you. And we know you will get in, get out, and get back on the Yaki. And I'm sure the Matatas will do a little cheer for you. And then you'll be back and back at it. So we are thinking of you. But those folks are heading up. They get the 4. In B, there is only one division. So top 4 teams, as in AA, top 4 teams. 4 plays 1, 3 plays 2, and then they all meet for the championship, which generally is championship night, held at the Yarmouth Moose Lodge. I'm sure you'll be able to find details about that on their Facebook page. Just search Cape Cod Dart League on Facebook. It'll pop up, and I'm sure all the deets will be there. And of course, as you see there, DCTV, you can catch all the results right here. See your match, go back, check out, see how they do at cricket and other things, and see where you might fit in. Who knows? Maybe somebody out there watching, or somebody, if you give us a like and a share, somebody out there will see it. I know Jeannie Z, she found us, and she had played darts. So, you know, some people move here and come here to retire, come here to raise a family. So put it on out there. So in any event, that covers our Cape Cod Dart League. And all these races come speeding towards their end. So get out there. The season ends on December 17th. And then the playoffs, no playoffs till January 7th. And then that followed, we're guessing, championship night around the 14th. And they get in, they get done. And they will do that. And that's the day before Meat the Geek head out for Vegas. So Mr. Meat will be there. Boom. We're going to hit the transition here. Boom. Hey, getting a little better at this. Yeah, we are. So we're going to interact here. And what we're going to do is bring this up. Boom. I didn't do that right. This is what we want. There it is. Well, so much patting myself on the back. The Cape Cod Premier League. Now, this is the singles league here on Cape Cod, run by Patrick Paquette. Thank you, Patrick. He does a great job. And he has been running this league. It continues to grow, and it is all done by your PPR based off of Dark Connect. And there you see up in the left, Dark Connect TV. Click on that. If you go to leagues, type in Cape Cod Premier, and you can get in there and see what's going on. Boom, we're going to move right along. It goes there in order, which is why you see the first day all by itself. But we have the AA division. That's the tippity top of our divisions. We have 6 division, 8 players in each division, and everybody plays everybody twice. And we meet, the league meets for the championship night, generally again at the Yarmouth Moose Lodge. Moose Lodge, a huge supporter of darts, of course, along with a couple of other of our great venues, a la Porcelli's Pizza in Yarmouth and Brewster Pizza in Brewster, the Brewster VFW. And you can check out all the sponsors if you go to the Cape Cod Dart League page on DCTV and check those out. So the top 4 are going to make the playoffs in each of these divisions, and it is run on a win-only basis. So you do see the points listed here, and that's why you may see, as you see in AA, Scott Rasmussen with 142, but Mike McGuire sits atop with 11 wins. So, 10 wins. Matches played are 11. Come on, get it right, Eldridge. So you can see that's why Mike McGuire sits atop, even though there are more points scored by Scott. So everybody has their opinion, but we all go with what Patrick says and does. And God bless you, Patrick. So that's why you see Michael sitting atop there. And we usually hold most of the finals, if not all, at the Moose. And generally, we are in there, DGZ and D Productions, live streaming one of the matches. We had a couple great matches last season on there. So we were able to sneak in 2 on the live stream. And then there's always an open draw at the end of it. And Patrick's amazing wife, Wendy, is always who, of course, goes and gives us cookies. Tickets. Yeah, we eat all the tickets. She makes cookies, and it's a great, great time that we have. So, we're just going to run down through here. I'm going to check my little cheat sheet. So you can see Mike McGuire currently leading here in the AA. And again, you can play anywhere at any time with this. So, all right. So we're going to go right along here. Now, this is our A division, and you can see Christian Burrows holds a lead. Now, you can see where Christian has 14, and some of these other guys have not played. You can play once a week, and you can play ahead if you want, which is super sweet. And it allows for schedules as people get into the holidays and have to do different things. They will, sometimes play ahead. So Christian Burrows right there with 12 matches won out of 14 matches played. And then you can see Maddie Baker right there. That is the fabulous husband of Christine Baker. And as I said, you'll hear more from them. They donate all the time and do a lot of stuff for different leagues, including the Singles League, the Cape Cod Dart League, DGZ and D Productions. They are part of the squad. So big fans, but you can see right here, and you can see that a lot of it is still up for grabs. Jason Pillsbury, he's probably more worried about hunting this time of year than anything else. So, but now we're going to move down to B there, and there you see Joseph and Santa with matches played. And he holds the lead because he did beat myself. It was a 6-7 matchup, and had Joe hit his doubles earlier, we would have shaved a whole hour off that match. But Joe was just coming back from vacation. I caught him at a good time where he couldn't hit his doubles. So that led to a nice 6-6 toy, and he took the lead. And you see Mark Sullivan right there, and he is holding Pat in third. And he and I will actually play this Thursday, so that could all change right there at the blink of an eye. So, and then we move on to see where Vin Skameka. Now, see, everything is run by your PPR. So we do have a couple of mixed divisions. You see the hot Scott Jillian Richmond right there. And she is just in front of the aforementioned Rachel Emery, part of the Royal Darting family of the Maguire family. Of course, with Michael and Steve. Steve not doing much, and Michael battling through some injuries, and Rachel, the fiancée of the aforementioned Michael Maguire. And, of course, Miss Debbie Maguire out there. Love you, Debs. But Rachel holding third, and you can see Mr. Anthony Offler, formerly the best dressed dart player around, but since his retirement, he is definitely in casual mode. Then you go on to D and John Leonard right there, the chef. John Leonard and Thomas Libby, they are leading their divisions right there. And both of them jumped into the singles league. John, a staple at the Monday night luck of the draw. And due to his schedule, he plays when he can, but he did jump in the singles league. As I said, it benefits a lot of people when you can play any night of the week. You see Kyle Garrity right there holding in third, and then the aforementioned Katie Sullivan right there. And again, please keep her in your thoughts this Wednesday, and she'll be back at it fighting for her playoff spot. So right there, and you can see the rest of the folks right in there, followed by Ryan, Jeff, Linda, and Lori Lights Out Kinsella, who travels down from, I do think she's on the other side of the bridge, but she comes down here, supports all things DGZ and D Productions. And then the last group listed is an all-ladies division, and they kick butt, leading right now Aria Robbins, who is one of our, she helps with the youth. Her daughter plays in our youth thing. You'll see that flyer coming up and upcoming as well. And she is in the Barnstable school system and kind of our liaison up there. We're very fortunate. We have Carrie Robinson, who kind of kicked us in the butt to get everything going here. So that was nice. And she runs through Monomoy. And then, of course, Spring King, a.k.a. the closer, Calvin Castillius, coach of the Tech football team, on their way, baby. Well done to Coach Cal. Standing O in here, Coach Cal. Not standing, sitting O. But he's going to take those Cape Tech boys off to go win a championship, man. So kudos to you. But they do a lot for the youth, and we run a big youth event here in conjunction with the Cape Cod Dart League and the Cape Cod Premier League, and we're hoping to pull Mac Darts in, and it's not very hard to pull the Jones family into stuff like that. So in May, you'll see that in upcoming, but they are our youth people who work in the school systems down here. If you're a school system out there and wants to get involved, please reach out to one of them or to myself or Meat and Darren Eldridge 100 at gmail.com, and we'd love to get your school involved and get some kids out there in May. So you see Aria is followed up by Stephanie Kozar, one of the biggest Bruins fans you'll ever see, followed by Veronica Eldridge, of course, of the famed FMA, She Wolf, and that whole team. We love them. And then followed by Tracy Mahar, or I hope I'm saying your name right, Tracy. You can correct me if I'm not. And those are your top four fighting there. But you can see our own Pink Widow from the DGZ squad, Sue Belisle. She is holding there and only at 59, and Tracy has a match ahead of her. So a lot of things can change. We have, I think, 4 weeks left with the Cape Cod Premier. So that should be wrapping up, and those guys. So I'm going back into studio mode. We're going to see if we can do this change correctly. We're going to go here. Cover that up there. Go here. And then we're going to hit boom. Hey, I think I did it right this time. There we are. So this is the DGZ Saturday night. Now we were doing it where we had two singles, a ladies and a men's singles that we would run, and then we would follow that up with a luck of the draw. We have switched that up a little bit for the upcoming December ones. Okay, so we are just going to do one event at each, and at Porcelli's it's going to be a luck of the draw. And there we are. There's our setup at Porcelli's with Meat, Love, and Doing It. And then at the Moose, we're going to do singles. So we'll get into that in upcoming events as well. But at DC Porcelli's Pizza and More on November 8th, I believe it was, we had the DGZ Saturday night dart challenge. We had we raised $185 with a 50-50, and a huge shout out to Mr. CJ O'Boyle. So he donated his winnings back from the 50-50, and then we also had some people just drop money off, and that was another $85. It was amazing, and we want to thank everybody who just dropped in a few bucks. I know Christian was in there and some other people. So that total was $270. So that was a $270 night. And then we had one more to go on the 22nd. So we want to thank everybody. Yeah, and we want to thank Jim and Ellie, everybody. I know sometimes I have a little mental break there, and that happened. So we want to thank Jim and Ellie from Porcelli's Pizza. They are an amazing host, and we do it usually the first Saturday of every month. We are there, so come on down, and you'll see the next one listed when we get to there. Thank to Tim Reynolds, who always runs a flawless bracket. We're going to get to the results now, which you're seeing some pictures and results there. In the ladies 501, it was Rachel Emery over the aforementioned. There she is, Christine Baker. And she took the singles there with Jenny Z in third place. And the men's 501 champ was Thomas McGilvery, who took out the Spring Fling, Spring King, the closer, Calvin Castillius. There's all our lady participants right there. Boom. They were amazing. And in third place in the singles was Lee Baker, followed up by the legend, Dennis Cotto. Our LOD champs were Dennis Alker and Dan Robillard. And you can catch them a lot of times in the spring and the summer and fall fishing. You know, Dan does a lot of fishing. He's got a page out there on Facebook. And he also is one of the owners of a Longfellow's restaurant, a huge supporter. Dan and Mindy, we love you tremendously, and thank you for all of your sponsorship help. They just donate stuff after stuff after stuff, and that allows us to do what we do. And as I said in our 50-50, it was Mr. CJ O'Boyle, and the gift certificates were won by Miss Christine Baker, and the Mac Dart flights were won by Tom Ryan, old Tom in the house. And yeah, there you see the living legend right there. That gift card prize was donated by Jim and Ellie. There's a nice group shot of Porcelli's. Great place to be. And they give us that nice little corner that we can set up. Now, the Mac Darts has done a high out for the luck of the draws. And that is a gift certificate. And that was won by the aforementioned Dennis Alker and Dan Robillard. The high out was 60. So that's what they got. They had the 60. They got the gift certificates to spend. So it was a great night. Again, huge shout out to Jim and Ellie. You guys are awesome. And we can't thank you enough for all you do for the darts and allowing us to play at your place. So you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And we'll be there. It's December 6th, I think, is the next DGZ Saturday night. So we are going to do, boom, a little transition right here. And I'll get out of here. And then here we are at the Seacoast Open. This was November 14th through the 16th. It was in Manchester, New Hampshire, at the Doubletree, and it was great. I did not get to go the previous year, so it was my first time being here. And this place is huge. They had 2 streaming boards up and streamed by USA Darts and Will Stewart. And he does this all by himself. I was able to come in Saturday and do a little audition with him. Thank you very much, Will and USA Darts. I appreciated the opportunity to get in there and spend a little time. But man, does that kid run around a lot. He is kind of a superstar there, no doubt, but has the whole thing set up and then just does the whole thing by himself. And I just kind of get a little zippy in the head just doing this little thing right here, going from, one shot to another. And he runs 2 boards and all the shots in, out, back and forth, and then commentates through the whole thing and even does some coaching. Hopefully you saw the little clip of him coaching Paula Murphy from the booth. It was amazing. And but if you haven't had a chance to check that out, go to USA Darts on YouTube. It was kind of cute. And God bless Paula. She was great. So we had a lot of fun. So, and who knows, maybe, just maybe, some more steel tip stuff comes around. I'll get to jump in the booth some more. So you'll also see that they held the New Hampshire State Finals. They run a whole event all season, and it ends here with the finals. And the New Hampshire State Final for the ladies, Deanna Terry was victorious over Donna Lemieux 6-3 in the ladies. And Scott Estel defeated Adam Belleville 8-5 in the men's final. And we got up there just in time to see some of that. And that was some pretty crazy matches on both the ladies and the men. So congratulations and well done up there. That's a great thing they do. And they had an amazing amount of participants. And then they get down to the last 16 and it was great. So hopefully if you didn't, you can catch some. There was a great group from Canada that came down to here, and you'll see there's Tommy Curtin and some of the other folks, and there's some of our Cape Cod boys there, Cotto and Christian Burrows. And if you haven't had a chance, you can always, as usual, on DC TV, Dark Connect TV, you can find all the results that we had at there. And there's Spike. I got a chance to meet Spike, and we have a lot in common. And mostly it's our look, because he's really a good dart player and I am not. But it was a pleasure to meet you, and hopefully we see you in Vegas and around. So we've been chatting, and you never know what's going to happen when 2 crazy people get together who, hawk the head. So kudos to you, Spike. It was a pleasure to meet you. And you can check all the replays out. You can see right there, that was their setup they had. And there's some of the Canadian contingent, and right there also Captain America. And there's Christian in his beautiful shirt we had made in memory of his mom and the legend. So this place is amazing. It was only 2.5 hours to get there. Huge place, parking garage, so your car is nice and safe. A whole strip of restaurants up there, and it was really, really an amazing place. We went to, I think it was the 110 Grill, and then the Thirsty Moose. You can't go wrong. And they have an unbelievable display of taps. I'm not one who consumes alcohol, but a lot of these people do. And the Thirsty Moose was a great place to get a burger and a beer. And everyone had an amazing time. So, and there's Mr. Greg Tong. That's one of the Dark Connect boys. You saw the whole group. And there I am right there in the booth. That is Will's setup. And he sets that up and runs all that by himself. Some people love to hide from me. Rachel, there's Todd Bumgardner, believe it or not. He is the dark guy. And there's the youth group right there. That's Carrie and Jason Demers, and we're super thankful to have them, boom. There's the DJD setup, David, and he is amazing. He did this one. He's done the championship ones, and will continue now for the Cape Cod Dart League. So he also does the Dark Geek shirts. We have an amazing shirt. There he is right there, David Garfunkel, the man. We appreciate you, and he was nice enough. And then Stowe Bunce, big fan of the Neon Nightmare, so he was in the house, and his daughter was in the house. Layla shot great. So we had a really good time out there, saw some just brilliant, brilliant darts. And then, what did we do after that? Well, yeah, we came home, and then we had, boom, here we go. All right, getting a little better, Watch out, Will. Ha, my man. Craig, boom, that way. So then we had the DGZ Saturday Night Dart Challenge. This one was at the Moose. We do this at the end of the month. This was done on the 22nd. They always give us an amazing place to play, and we get full run of the lodge. Holly keeps us going and keeps all the aiming fluid going. And Holly, thank you so very, very much. And we also ran the 50-50 raffle here to finish off Toys for Tots. And after the November 8th, and there she is, that's Holly Sheridan right there, our total was $500. So the man, Meat Lovin', the thank you, dart players. You guys are amazing. And there it is right there. Now you'll notice it says $1,000 raised. Yeah, right there it does. And we're doing our shopping Friday, me and Meat. So this coming Friday, so we can get everything donated in on the 6th and get it over that weekend to get, passed out. But of course, we have a gentleman by the name of the donator, Peter Fields. So he ventured down to a little luck of the draw. We do Monday nights. Actually, I don't say we. Meat does Monday nights. I get to go down and actually just play and ruin somebody's night. But hey, you get to play with a Dart Geek. But Peter Field came down and he drew the Dart Geek, and then he just came over and says, "Hey, D, how much did you raise?" And I said, "We raised $500. I thought that was pretty good. That's 2 nights of 50-50s. Our dart players are just so very generous, and nobody took the money. They donated it back, and then people were just dropping money in the bucket. So we're amazingly thrilled for it. And then, of course, he has to match that pot because that's just what he does. So we do. We have $1,000 that we will be shopping for Toys for Tots. So thank you, everybody. And we appreciate you, and it's going to be fun. Those toys will stay on Cape Cod. And not that we don't want to see people off Cape, but I know they got a bunch of stuff going that they do out there and around the country, and it's awesome. And we're thrilled to be a part of it. So we're going to do that. Meat and I will go shopping on Friday and get all that stuff dropped off either Friday night or Saturday morning, depending on when we get wrapped up. And we'll have some pictures and, and want to see everybody and what their money and hard work goes towards. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So now, that being said, let's get on to some results, right? So we want to thank Holly because she works so hard behind that bar for us. And you see Mr. Craig Fiddler there in all his glory and his beautiful, what is now a collector's item, Signature Series Red Eye Rhino shirt. But you'll see him flashing the screen here. But he went down to Porcelli's Pizza and grabbed a bunch of pizza and just shared it with everybody. And that's what people do. So I want to thank you. And of course, Matt and Christine Baker again. Now, Christine, I'm not going to say how many, but she kind of cornered the market on raffle tickets and had every intention of donating everything back. And of course, they won. They won everything that night. And she donated not only all the money back, but one of the prizes back. And there's her husband, Matt, with Jenny Z right there. And so you guys are just always so generous to us, and we love you. And I love having you part of the DGZ squad. There they are right there. And they took the flights. Matt wanted the flights, but all the cash got donated back. And also the other prize that we'll use later on for different things. So we do. And there he is. There's the man. Got the pizza. Craig Fiddler. So you guys are always so generous, and we really appreciate you. Then we also just had some straight to donations, again, to our cause from Anthony Offla, Wendy Paquette, Kevin Boyne, and Thomas McGilvery. And we want to thank you for just donating. And then, as we said, Peter Field matching the pot brought it up to $1,000. So we're thrilled to be able to do there. And, oh, yeah, we played some dots. So let's get on. And guess what? The ladies champion, again, Rachel Emery, who she defeated Aria Robbins and kept and got free entry with the bounty into the luck of the draw. So congratulations, Rachel, and congratulations to Aria. They actually played a best of 7 final. So it was a really good match, and we had a great time. And again, DCTV, all the results if you want to see it. And the men's champion was Dennis Cotto, who finished fourth last time and took out Thomas McGilvery. So he took the men's bounty. And Rachel and Dennis will have the bounty on them when we get back to the Moose for singles on December 20th. That's a DGZ Saturday Night Dart Challenge. And we'll go over all of that. So Dennis got free entry into the luck of the draw. And then the LOD champions were the aforementioned, the legend, Dennis Cotto and Calvin, the closer, Castillas. And the runner-ups were, you just saw them, Jenny Z and Maddie B right there, Matt Baker. And they shot great. Third place was Aria Robbins and Paul Leno. Paul's been getting his picture and name in a lot of these, not always hitting the finals, but, getting in there. So kudos. Paul's been shooting very well. And he's in my singles thing, so that's kind of annoying. But and the LOD Mac Darts high out winners were Dennis Cotto and Calvin Castillas, the closer. And, of course, our main man on the brackets was none other than Tim Meat Reynolds. And now doing it for the Cape Cod Dart League and here for the DGZ. And was up there at the Witch City, so who knows where you'll see him. So keep your, there he is right there. I knew that was coming up. So there he is, our own Meat Lovin'. Thank you so very, very much. And there it is one more time. So now we're going to go back. We're doing pretty good on time. So what we're going to do here going a little fast. We're going to boom here. And then I'm going to close that there. Now we're going to go back here. Here we go. All right. I just want to touch on the DPNE Tour. The finals will be coming up December 13th at the Tee Up Tap Room, where Mr. Todd Albert puts on a great spread and show and allows our talented players in New England get up here and do their thing. So there's our former champion right there last year, Asia Jalbert. We also want to make sure everybody knows today around 1:30, 1:40, Asia will be playing at the Lakeside, and we are pulling for you, Asia. She was talking to a bunch of people at the Seacoast about it, and the ladies were just giving her all the encouragement in the world. And I know Paula Murphy's over there with her, and there's a bunch of people. So best of luck to you, Asia. We are rooting for you. But in this one, and there's our former champion, Levi Remick, who had a great run at the Seacoast. So check some of those videos out. Those guys at the top, man, are playing some great darts. This final had Scott Estel and Joe Ricard fighting it out. And boom, 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 boom. There we go. So Scott Estel did take out Joe 8-6. I was watching that final on DCTV. So that was a great final. And Betty Cunningham did best Taylor Almeida 6-5. That was a great final. And kudos to Taylor and Betty for putting on such a great show. So you can see also the shirts there as well. I got my purple one coming. Of course, I got purple. That's just, that's just what I do. So can former champion Levi Remick, can he repeat? Can Asia Jalbert repeat? Will Asia Jalbert be there repeating as a Lakeside champion? That could also happen. Good Lord, wouldn't that be friggin' awesome? So I am hoping, and let's see. And yes, you will hear me screaming and yelling for Asia as we watch it. On YouTube, you can catch that. So please watch, cheer Asia on, because she's amazing, and we want her to bring home that championship. But it's going to be her first time, so we're thrilled to be any part of it at all. All right, so now we get rid of that page of the handy dandy notebook and we move right on. And now we are here, And ladies and gentlemen, this is our last little segment here, and then we will all get on with our Sundays. Kudos to you who have watched and stayed with us, and I appreciate you. And here comes some upcoming stuff. And on January 1st, there is the Hangover Open, and that's a little off Cape, but if you're traveling and doing something, that's a great place to go. And there it is right there at Halligan's. I have not been, but it's steel tip, so get out there, support them. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people moping around. But on December 6th, the DGZ Saturday night at Porcelli's, we have changed the format and the start time. So sign-ups are 6 to 6:45 p.m. Again, DGZ Saturday night, December 6th, Porcelli's. Sign-ups 6 to 6:45. LOD only, open to all those 21 and older. We're going to start that prize pot with $60. We do have the 50-50, and we will also have the High Out Awards from Mac Darts. Then on December 13th, we do have the DPNE Finals. That's at the Tee Up Tap Room in Worcester, an amazing place with all the golf simulators and the cornhole and an amazing bar, awesome food. Todd is amazing up there. And he and his bride do a wonderful job. So thank you for hosting again. So get on up there. Then December 20th is the DGZ right there. You can see the DGZ Saturday Night Dart Challenge at the Moose. And that's going to be a singles. We're breaking it up by your DC Dart Connect PPR. So if you are 45 plus, you'll be in one group. If you are 44.99, you'll be in a different group. So 2 groups, singles, 501, double in, double out. It could be double elimination. It could be single elimination. And you can see right there, it has all the deets. Please look for the events at Darts, Cape Cod and Beyond on Facebook. And it has those. Go to the events section and you can see that. Monday nights, we have our Monday Night LOD run by our fabulous partner, Meat, and he's down there running that on Monday nights. Sign-ups are at 7 o'clock. Play starts promptly at 7:30. The bar kicks in money there. And hopefully I mentioned at DC Porcelli's, we are starting that prize pot with $60. We're not doing the singles, so there's no bounties. So that gives us $40 to play with. And since we're not doing the singles, we don't get the fancy dancy little take-home DGZ check. So that gives us another $20. So $60 is going to go right into that pot. So December 6th at Porcelli's. So in addition to the Monday night, every Thursday night at DC Porcelli's, Mark Sullivan and Richard Power run the DC Porcelli's LOD. And Jim and Ellie, always the owners there, always throwing something in. It's a great time. And rumor has it this Thursday, if you get down there early, you can see the Geek and Mr. Sullivan play their singles. And it will be exciting. It will be exciting. So the CCDL is off for a few weeks in there as we get with Christmas being on Thursday and then New Year's and so forth. So Minuteman plays through, so you can keep checking that out. Then we're going to have the Las Vegas Open, and Meat and the Geek will be out there. Huge shout out to DJD for making us some Vegas shirts that we will unveil. And yes, Melissa Cotter and the Salon 17 will take part in coloring the hair to match the shirt. So Vegas, look out. We're going to have a good time. And then also Port City. For those of you, there's a bunch of people from Cape Cod. Port City is probably one of the, I would say, most popular tournaments that they have here. It's amazing, and it is so much fun. And ladies, same payouts. Ladies' payouts, same as men's payouts. So ladies, support it. They are working their butts off. There it is right there. They're working their butts off right here to make sure you guys have that opportunity. So get on out there. Please support it. And, of course, they always have amazing youth events. And we're lucky. And there it is. Boom. Vegas. If you haven't made plans, man, you got to get out there. And I was able to talk to Will, and he dropped a few names that I'm not privileged to say. So, but there looks to be a few extra superstars coming, and I'm a fanboy first, so I'm looking forward. And who knows, maybe USA Darts maybe they'll pull me into that booth again. We're gonna find out. I'm sure they'll have the whole team there, so they're gonna have Nick and all the professionals there. So I'm not really sure, but I'd love to meet them because they are amazing when they're out together, and it's a lot of fun to watch them. So then after Port City, we have the White Mountain Shootout, and that is beautiful up there in New Hampshire if you can get on up there. It's a little bit of a trek, and but it is beautiful. The place is great. There's an amazing restaurant there too as well. So they have some sister hotels that get involved with shuttles. So the White Mountain Shootout is a wonderful, wonderful place. And there's a lot of our North American stars who come down, big Canadian contingent. Everyone gets out there. So, and of course, we also have up there the Liberal Club in Fall River, Massachusetts. The Liberal Club is becoming the place to be. Dean Mansfield and his team are awesome. So there's a bunch of stuff coming up there. They also now have a live stream. They're getting one board. They're getting that second board so they can bounce back and forth. So just promoting the heck out of everything. So huge shout out there. And please go ahead and look into that and check that out. May 30th, we have the Cape Cod Youth Dart Tournament set May 30th, and that will be held at the Yarmouth Moose Lodge in conjunction with the Cape Cod Dart League and the Cape Cod Premier League, Mac Darts, the Bakers, and so many other people, Porcelli's, and the whole list will be out there. You want to get on that list, please reach out to us. We take all the sponsorship and help we can get with it. And of course, kudos to, again, the donator, Peter Field, who basically has donated, thousands with an S to that cause, and gives us a lot of stuff. And there it is right there. Boom. So make your plans. You've got any questions, reach out to the Dark League. Reach out to us if you have any questions. Now, the Lakeside has started. Hopefully, you saw Kevin Luke there with his shirt he was wearing. God bless Danny Baggish, your whole family. We're all thinking of you. But if you didn't get a chance to see that, Kevin Luke, God bless. And we appreciate that. And again, Asia Jalbert today, Sunday, the 30th, around 1:40-ish. She's second on in the afternoon. And Paula Murphy also plays today, I believe. And right after Asia, Jeff Springer. So we're pulling for you. We'll be watching and screaming. And hopefully somebody moves on. And that's what we want to see. But that is a huge thing for us, and glad everybody made it there safely. So let's support them and get out there. And Asia is, hometown, New England. We love our dart players, and she and her dad are two amazing dart players. So get on out there, and please, YouTube, it'll be right there, the WDF. So if you've seen it, I know a lot of people are talking about the angles and everything with the dartboard. It's a little hard to get used to, but just power through and watch Asia. And hopefully we see her power through to a win, and Paula and Springer. So there's the whole thing right there. Obviously very easy to find that whole schedule. So, all right. So we have a very few minutes left here. Well, we don't. I mean, let's face it. I have all the time in the world. If we want, but we don't want to do that. So those are our upcoming events. Okay, going to give you a little. So yes. So I do that as an open and close so I can try to chop up my little thing here, and we're going to move on here, and we're going to do this. And a lot of you have probably, boom. A lot of you have probably seen, if you watched Shooting the Bull on Thursday with Anthony Eugenia, and he had Phil Barr on there. It was great. I hope you saw it. If not, watch the replay. But he had his little cardboard box. He hadn't even taken it out yet. And I know Alex Spellman's doing the same thing. I'm going to do mine in the morning with my coffee and Cheerios. So starting tomorrow, December 1st, we are going to start to open and unveil. Now we're going to flip it around and and so this is, of course, the Winmar Advent Calendar, exclusively from Mac Darts. So I got mine, and there it is. It's a beautiful thing. Yes, I am a dart geek. So what we're going to do is each morning we're going to open that up. We're going to see what's in there. I'm hoping I got some golden gezzies in there. And, that's a lot of things. And you know how we do it around here. We like to add things. So we're going to have some of those prizes I may end up keeping for myself. Some are definitely going to go to the DGZ squad to thank them for all their hard work all year. And then, of course, a bunch of it goes out to going to be involved in our 50/50s for December. So at Porcelli's, we may have 6. And we're going to open them up each day. And then that night, what we'll do in our 50/50s is we're going to have the choice. There's always 3 prizes. One is the cash, and then the other 2 are these prizes that we get through Mac Darts. And we'll also have, of course, the Mac Darts gift certs on that day for the high out in the luck of the draw. But we're going to pick and we're going to open these each day. We're going to do it with our morning Cheerios. These are going to be added to the prizes so people can pick a prize for number 2 and number 3, and actually number 1. Who knows? Maybe there's something they want more and they're like, hey, listen, I'm good. Let the next person have the cash. So hopefully we can do this. We'll have a little fun with it, and I hope you'll check it out each morning. We'll throw it out on the Darts Cape Cod and Beyond, of course, and we're going to have a little fun with that. And then the second thing is, boom, right here. This, and let me see if I can, hopefully you can see right there. Probably muffled now. But right there is the one and only, and I told you I'm a fanboy first. So that is a Stowe Bunce match worn. And of course, now I'm embarrassed because I can't remember what match he wore that shirt at. But that's a match-worn shirt signed. And David was selling these, and Stowe was signing them along with some other folks. But he had a bunch of signed shirts, and all that money went to the JDC. They are competing. Some of you probably saw Aaron on the plane, and you have seen that on YouTube as well. Hopefully you're following along with our youth. But they are competing over there, and that was a signed shirt that we purchased, and that money was raising money to send our youth from North America to compete. So we're going to find something to do with that. And if there's any Stowe Bunce fans out there on Cape Cod, we'll end up with something. So as we like to, raise a little money come Christmas time. So that's basically what we're doing there. So those are the 2 things that we had in mind for you. Hopefully you'll get out and help us a little bit. Hopefully you'll have a little fun as we start to open up our Advent calendar and see what's in there. It'll be interesting, and I've never done one. So, and a lot of people are doing that. So check them all out. Check Spellman's doing his at noontime. I'm not sure about Anthony, and I'm sure there's a few other people out there. So give it all a look, see what's in there, and thank you, Mac Darts. And they showed a big case of them all on their way. So if you've ordered one, I think it's coming. So look for us tomorrow morning at coffee. Open up number 1. So again, thank you so much. If any of you have stayed live, if you're watching this on the rerun, would really, really appreciate it and love it if you give us a subscribe, give us a like, and then share us around and spread it around to anybody who might be into darts. So you know how we end here at the Dart Geek Zone. Be the reason somebody smiles tomorrow, okay? It's going to make you feel good. It is really going to make them feel good. And just for a little brief period of time, man, you know what? Our world is a much better place to be in. Thank you all. Love you all. Dart Geek out.